Okay, today we're going to talk about setting up our paper in MLA format, which includes a heading and page numbers and how you present your paper appropriately. So we're going to start with a blank page. We have our Word document open. We're going to go to the top here and we're going to make sure that everything is correct before you start typing. So I want my font to be Times New Roman. I'm going to make sure it's size 12. I'm also going to hit Control 2 so it's automatically double spaced. It's important that we have 1-inch margins. So if we go to page layout here and we have our margin option, if you click down, there's a couple of different options here. The first one is called normal, and this is 1 inch all around. So we're going to click that. So everything's set up in format. Now we're going to look at our heading. So in the left-hand corner here, we're going to start with our name. So you're going to do your first name and your last name. I'll just write your name. You hit enter, make sure you're at that double space. You're going to put your instructor's name. So my name is Mrs. Gasparini. Enter again. And the course title, so we have English 9, and enter again. And we're going to put the date. So you should probably put the due date. I'm going to put today's date, which is 10/28/13. Okay. Okay, now I'm looking at this double space and it's a little big. So sometimes you have to fuddle around here. So I'm going to go to no spacing first, Control 2, and it automatically goes back to its default font. So back to Times New Roman in 12. There you go. Okay, so see how that's not quite as much space between? It depends upon the way your spacing is set up as a default. So this is more appropriate than what we had before, which was a lot of white space. So this is our heading, which looks nice. When you're ready to put the title of your paper, you're just going to double space once, and up here you have an option as far as where your cursor begins. So we want to center it, and you're going to put the title of your paper. Now it's important not to change the font here. You don't need any underlines, you don't need any quotation marks or italics, just as is. You're going to put your title right here. Okay? When you're ready to type, you're going to hit enter again. You're going to go back and put your cursor to the left side there. You'll indent once, and to indent, just hit Tab, no space bars, and start your paper here. Okay, so we have our heading, we have our title, and our paper will go here. Now the last thing that we need to do is have page numbers. So if you go up top, we can insert, and you're going to insert a header. And a header means that you're going to have something at the heading of each page. So where are we? Header. And we're going to insert a page number. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, not header. You could do a header, but that's not going to, that's actually incorrect. I'm sorry. So page number is an option. So we want our page number at the top of the page, not at the bottom of the page. We want it at the top of the page. Now, as you can see, there's a couple different options. It can be towards the left, the center, the right. It can be fancy with the word page, but we want it to be very standard. Plain number 3 is our option, so our page number is on the right. You're going to click that. It automatically gives you a number 1. Now, what you need before number 1 is your last name. So if any of the papers were to be mixed up, I would know that this was, let's say your last name was Jones. Jones number 1. Now I want this to be the same font as everything else. So I'm going to go back home. I'm going to highlight and go back home. Times New Roman again. I'm going to make that size 12 so it's consistent. Now if you click outside of that box, you'll notice that Jones 1 grays out because it's not technically part of your paper. It's in the margin section. So what's great is as you write your paper, you're going to go down, down, down. I'm typing. You get to the second page, look, it automatically gives you that second page number, and that will continue throughout. So this is the way that you set up your paper appropriately. If you have any questions, you can ask me in class, but try to set up the proper format tonight, and you can show it to me tomorrow to get confirmation that it's correct.